Hi, welcome to the presentation on how to create barrier to the competition. What exactly is a barrier? The dominant player will create new barrier or strengthen the existing barrier for the competitors or the new entrants to the business as part of strengthening its dominant position. So what exactly the barrier we are going to see in the presentation. First one is a strong brand equity. The classical example one can think of is the toothpaste. Procter & Gamble has entered this country more than about 30 years back through their Ariel washing powder. They never tried to launch their one of the largest selling toothpaste brands in the world by name Crest. Basically because they know very well Colgate has got a very strong brand equity in the country. They will not be able to make headway along with that one. Similarly, if you see that packaged tea business, not any many companies are willing to really have a competition along with the red label tea, which is more than 110-year-old brand in this country, having a very dominant and very strong brand equity. In this slide, you are able to see some 4 products, namely the JCB, the Tata 407, the Mahindra School Van, and the Suguna Mono Block Pump Set. All the 4 products in their own area, they're really excellent in terms of customer satisfaction, performance, and lowest total cost of ownership, resulting in a very strong brand equity. And many competitors think always whether they should really try to enter this business. Also, they're also enjoying a very large market share. Next is the depreciated assets and so only the variable costs. The interesting example we can think of is this Maruti Suzuki's car plants. They all started in 1984 and they're all more than 36 years old, and so majority of those are highly depreciated in nature. So Maruti is enjoying a very attractive cost structure and many new players may find it extremely difficult to manage them in terms of the cost structure. Same is the case with their TVS 50 motorcycle mopeds launched in 1980. So it is about 40 years old. So imagine the type of cost structure they'll be enjoying. So actually it's a literally monopoly. No other player ever tried to come into this particular segment. Access to distribution network. A very interesting example we can think of is the proposal for the Seven Sisters, Global Seven Sisters to come to the Indian market. The Seven Sisters are basically the Esso, the Caltex, BP, Gulf and all the people. So when the government of India decontrolled the oil prices in 2002, all the 7 companies thought that they can just make a cakewalk in this country. Only after some time they realized that the existing oil marketing companies, namely Indian Oil Corporation, Bharat Petroleum and Hindustan Petroleum, they got a large retail outlets starting from Kashmir to Kanyakumari at a very vantage points all over the country, and repeating this network fresh and all, it's almost impossible. You may not be able to get land in a very prime location. So finally they decided so it is not possible. So the real issue lies only in the access to distribution network. Similarly, when Nippon Denso, they conducted a market survey and found auto electric components, they got an excellent market because Lucas TV is the only player. They decided to put up the plan. After putting the plan, very soon they realized that lot of consumers are buying their product, but product is not coming out of the factory. Then they conducted a survey and found a large number of spurious products are coming in the market. Then they found how exactly the competitor, namely the Lucas TVS, is managing. They realized that Madras Autoports, the dedicated all India distribution network for marketing the various automotive spare parts and all that, that is actually the real issue to be addressed there. So finally, dependents thought that it is not possible to repeat the same network. Unique technology or formulation. Like Tata 407 already mentioned earlier. Similarly, there is a very famous fungicide called Magosep or your Britannia Milky Bickers. All the 3 products have got a very unique technology or formulation. In case of Tata 407, many competitors try to replicate this model, and they found the product is full of only they've got a minimum usage of a rubber or plastic component or made from metal sheet to keep the total cost of ownership for the owners very low. So similarly, even the Britannia Milk Bikis, if you see there, the complete production is all franchise, but still they're able to control by going to each of the franchise manufacturer along with the vial containing this concentrated material. They mix along with the dough, ensure that the product is produced there, and then they're able to maintain a large volume without any competitor coming very effectively. Sometimes you also remain competitive by cross-subsidization of wide product range. You see the range of products what Tata Commercials, Tata Motors are manufacturing. They got about more than about 60 to 70 products in the pipeline. So depending upon the performance, they have the potential to cross-subsidize on one area or other area. Accordingly, they'll be able to retain the market share, and that is again a big barrier one can give to the competitor. Only recently, after a long time, because of the entry of Bharat Benz, Tata Motors is facing some challenges from the competitor. Otherwise, Tata Motors was enjoying the monopolistic situation for a long time, even though Ashok Leyland was there. Total cost control due to presence in the complete value chain. A very interesting example we can talk about is Amul. You see the range of products Amul is manufacturing. So Amul is still adding about 50 to 60 products to the pipeline because of their complete control, starting from the procurement of the milk from the farmers till the final product distributed to the consumer. Amul has got an excellent control in the entire value chain, so that is able to reduce the cost, that is giving a sleepless nights to majority of the competitors, overall basically MNCs in nature. Barrier to the raw material or the supply access. An interesting example we can think of only the cement industry. If you see the cement industry, the cement companies ensure all the existing available raw materials, namely limestones, are all tied up by them and no material will be available for any new player to come. In fact, they go a step ahead. They even engage Geological Survey of India, conduct a survey to find out the potential limestone resource available. Even those potential resources also the tie up, so that no new material will be available to any new player who is coming. If at all they want to come, they can only take over the 6 cement companies who got some raw material tie up. That is why the number of players in the cement industry are very limited. Otherwise, a lot of mergers and acquisition take place within the cement industry. Not many new players really enter the industry. Then the another way of creating a barrier is instigating legal or pollution problem in the competitive premises. One of the interesting case we can think about is the viscose plant at Mettupalayam in Tamil Nadu. At one point of time, they are the largest producer of viscose staple fiber plant in the country. Because instigated by the competitor, the pollution problem they will never be able to solve, and finally resulting in the closure of the factory. Similarly, if you take the Maruti Udyog for a very long time they were enjoying excellent customer support with a long waiting period of about more than 6 months for that Dzire and Swift vehicle. In fact, at one point of time, in fact, there is a big IR problem created, resulting in a violence. Even the general manager HR was burned to death in 2012. In fact, it has been reliably learned. This is all really done by the competitor because they really do not know how exactly to rock the boat. Highly customized supply. I'll just give you 2 examples here. One is a vibration damper used by all the commercial vehicle. If you see the vibration damper, the product look very simple, but the product highly customized for each of the vehicle manufacturer, take into consideration the various feedbacks given, incorporating into the design. So it is almost impossible for anybody else to just like that copy the product. Similarly, you take the Manali Petrochemical, the only producer of polyol in this country who supply the various materials to the polyurethane foam manufacturers. In fact, again, these supplies are all highly customized in nature, so no new player can just make an entry there, and a lot of barriers are already created. Similarly, you take in some cases, you take the case of Indian Molasses Company, which has put up tank terminals about 12 ports in this country long back, even before the coastal regulation zones have been incorporated. So whatever the tank terminal set up at that point of time, they are all very close to the port, so they have unique cost advantage, plus they have the ability to handle very small parcels. But today, because of the CRS regulation, the tank terminals have to come at a minimum distance, so the advantage what the Indian Molasses is enjoying, it is not available to many new players have come. So you have seen the different type of barriers the existing player can create, both for the existing competitors as well as the new entrant. So this is one of the important way of ensuring a dominant position in the market. Hope the presentation will be useful to all of you. Hope you would have enjoyed the presentation, and thanks for your patient listening.